All right, now I'm here with my man, Zach. What up, Zach?
What's up, Jim?
What's up? And we're going to be talking The Avengers number 7, an issue that I'm still scratching my head about. It's Twilight Dreaming Part 1, written by Jed MacKay, art by C.F. Avila, colors by Federico Blee, and letters by VC's Corey Petit. Now, we just get done with the Ashen Combine. You end up having the Avengers staying on the Impossible City. All of these wacky things that started out with Kang, kind of telling the Avengers, hey, this stuff's going to happen. I'm going to give you a little bit of hints to save a bunch of people. And in turn, I want you to defeat these tribulation events that are coming. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of terms thrown at you for some things that aren't that great and kind of head-scratching, as I said, because this issue, after the Ashen Combine stuff, I thought, okay, that was kind of wacky. Coming off of the Jason Aaron stuff and the multiverse and all this stuff, I was hoping for a bit of a different kind of play, and it's a bit different. But we get to this part, and I thought, got that first arc down. All right, let's get to something interesting. Let's get to what I thought people liked in the first issue, actually, was a little bit of a personal look at each of the Avengers. The idea that they were saying, oh, Captain Marvel, she's not that annoying in this book. Or I like when Sam Wilson was helping that trucker who was doing speed.
I was that guy.
Remember that?
Yeah, that was me.
And remember when I said, we're not seeing that guy again? Me and you were talking about it. And yeah, so when you get into this issue, I kind of thought maybe after that big thing, we'll have a bit of a grounded issue where maybe we can get some character work until we get to that next tribulation event. But we start out, and when you first start out, it throws you off so much from what we had before, because right away, the moon is cracked in two. The Earth is being destroyed. The Avengers are dead. And you're thinking to yourself, what's going on? You have characters in different costumes. You have weird stuff. Me and you both thought it might be multiversal stuff that we had dealt with the Ashen Combine saying, we've destroyed a bunch of multiversal Avengers already, and we've taken all these worlds, whatnot. I thought, well, we're done with that story, but what are we doing here? And maybe we're just seeing that the rest of the multiverse is in big trouble. We have all this, but it's not that. And we go through a pretty much a slog, if you ask me, of an issue where you end up again having that play where Jed MacKay is going to give you
the Avengers,
the Engineer, the King, and the Icon, the Witch. You keep doing these things throughout this issue where maybe some people will enjoy it, but you're being told that this attack that they're trying to quell, to try to fight, it's over. They've already lost. The Avengers will die. Everything's done. And I remember way back, I thought I was listening to a podcast, and I ended up, and it was, if I can remember, the Comic Vine podcast, way back. Well, you end up where they were talking about Justice League and Avengers books, and I thought it was kind of silly what they said, but now that I've read more and kind of been, through the whole deal, I kind of agree. When you have a book where everything is balls to the wall, going to end the world, every single issue, it starts to lose the oomph of it. You start to end up being desensitized to it. It starts to be too much. And coming out of that Ashen Combine, going into this issue, it did feel like this is just too much. Like, what's going on? You just end up defeating this world-threatening thing. And now we're in this weird play where everybody's dying. The world's destroyed. The moon's cracked in two again. This seems to happen a lot in the Marvel universe, and then it just fixes itself. But in this, you're going through all these plays with this over-the-top narration to just lead to Wanda being the last one. She starts to seemingly hear the narration, which then plays out weird because it's Nightmare. That you tell them what the twist is. I mean, we'll just get right to it here. What is happening in this issue?
It's just a dream. That's it.
Right? That's it. Yeah. It's a dream. And it's fine to do something like this in the first 3-4 pages. Have that little cold open. Oh my God. But then we realize it's a dream. We hit the credits page and then we deal with that. Not this issue. This issue is every page, but like two.
Yeah, the last two.
So basically at the end, Jed MacKay is telling you this, and I hate to, this is a bunch of bullshit, and you didn't really need to read it because nothing was real. And so when you end up where Wanda figures it out, she's like, this isn't right. this doesn't seem like the real thing. Oh my God, it's you, Nightmare. How dare you? You ended up, and boom, she's there on the Impossible City where all the Avengers are sleeping. And that's why they're having the nightmare. But then she ends up like, oh my God, because one of the big plays in this is Vision was dead. Oh my God, Vision's dead. Oh, well, now Vision shows up. It's like, hey, what did I miss? Like, he just comes strolling. Oh my God, Vision, you're alive. Thank God. Yep, I'm alive. But look who else is here. And then you just turn the page and you have Murden and the Twilight Court coming and saying, we have come to bring the end of Kang the Conqueror. These are characters set up in the Timeless stuff by Jed MacKay. That's the cliffhanger page. That's all. That's really the only thing that matters in this whole entire issue.
They're here to finish the job on Kang, because I was like, okay, where's Kang? Let's kill him.
Yeah, I could sit there and if I would play devil's advocate and try to argue with you about how great this issue is, all you have to say is one simple sentence. It doesn't matter. If I said, oh my God, but it was really neat seeing Sam work magic through Wanda to attack. Doesn't matter. It's all a dream. You have things with Tony. He is going to end up being the engineer, and he loves his machines and his war. Doesn't matter. It's nothing. It's nothing. And then at the end, you just have this guy show up, Merlin's like, hey, and that's the funny place. He just shows up. I don't even quite get what happens to Nightmare, because this doesn't seem that connected. He's just, Murden shows up and is like, hey, what's going on here? By the way, we want to kill Kang. I'm like, this is a waste of an issue. There was hardly ever a time that I've read something this much of a waste of an issue. And I'm sure people give, oh, Jed MacKay, this and that. This is bullcrap. This is actually embarrassing. How crazy nothing happens in this. It's so ridiculous. Now, it does kind of get Wanda and Vision to hug, and I mean, if you like that, maybe it gets them towards, getting together and whatnot again, but nothing else at all, except at the end. Oh my, it's murder and the Twilight Court, which I don't really care about anyway. This is bull crap. What else is there to say? The art's okay.
Yeah, the art's fine enough, yeah.
You get to play like a little multiversal deal, but I mean, we might as well have Bobby Ewing come out of the shower at the end and go, hey, everybody, nothing mattered. It doesn't matter. It's all bullcrap.
Doesn't matter.
Wait, what would you give this?
Well, we only got 2 pages of stuff, so I'm going to give it a 2.
Yeah, I think I'm a 2 as well, and I'll go with the same theory that we got 2 pages of actual in-universe really things happening. Boom, and he's trying to play this game where you're coming out of the Ashen Combine into this, like it hits you like a brick wall. You don't know what's going on, so it does keep you kind of off balance so that he can go through the doesn't matter dream stuff. So then at the end, you're like, why'd you do this? Why couldn't we have had some character work, not of the mind dreamscape of over the top? And I'm talking character work as in, hey, Carol, you did a really good job in the fight about the Ashen Combine, but I thought that get a little more of Sam, and Black Panther was one of the real things that was going on in that last whole arc with the Ashen Combine, them trying to trust each other a little teeny bit more. But we have all these characters. Why not deal with them and what that whole, tribulation event of the Ashen Combine meant, instead of like, screw that. We don't even know how they fell asleep. Like, nothing's set up. It's just boom, right at you. And I'm like, holy crap, this was bad.
Well, I wasn't a big fan of the first arc, but even then, like you said, we did need like a cool down at least. I mean, you could have they got a brand new headquarters. Why don't we explore it? The Impossible City. There's this whole thing. It's like, who is the Impossible City? Because it's a former person. Why couldn't we just do one issue focusing on that? Take a break.
And it's a new headquarters that's actually sentient. So you could deal with it. Maybe you could have had, again, we're not the writers, but maybe you could have had, if you want to point out, because he seems to want to, again, announce Iron Man, the engineer, Thor, the god, Vision, the construct, the witch, Scarlet Witch. Like, he wants to do that through the Impossible City and maybe what he thinks of them being brand new and being the city and having them save him or from the Ashen Combine. Like, have something like that. But instead, you play these games with this dream and really try to wow people with this. Oh, my God. the Avengers are dead. And even when you go, it's there came a day when Earth's mightiest heroes died. And like, what are you doing here? Like, what do you do? Because you're just like, is this a few? I thought that maybe, like we said, multiverse, but I thought maybe this was like a look ahead at some bad future, and maybe they have to avert it. But once I saw Carol and her Miss Marvel stuff, I'm like, this is a bunch of bullcrap.
Yeah. Well, there was even a point where I thought maybe it was a flashback to something, but I was like, that still don't make sense because it's the same lineup that we currently have, and they've never been.
Yeah.
So that was my first thought. Then I thought, well, then it's got to be the multiverse, and it's like,
it's just like such a disappointment.
We just had this with DC. Like, come on now.
We had it a lot with Jason Aaron on the Avengers, so this is not a good play in my mind. Though it's just a quick deal, but it's just a dream or a nightmare. Yep. 2 out of 10 nightmare for me and you both.
Yep.
You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.